Hello everyone, how are you? Here we are, another Monday. Can you believe it? It is incredible to think that we're already on the 11th of November. It is just unbelievable. Just trying to make sure that I'm on the right page and that I'm here and that you can see me, and it looks like we are, which is what I want. And there we go. Hello, Jacinta. How are you? I had to quickly go to the bathroom because the weather today is causing my hair to go frizzy. So to plaster it down for a minute. So that's how it is. So anyway, we're here. Get myself comfortable. This weather irritates my nose, so please forgive me if I'm rubbing my nose constantly. Anyway, as I said, it's November. We've got a fair bit going at the moment. So what I'm going to do is we will flip the camera down and we will have a look at what is happening for the month, and we'll go from there. So just give me a moment and I will flip you down. Just to be able to have it set up so it would be just perfect right from the beginning. There we go. Nice. Make sure we're nice and straight. There we go. Okay. No. Hello, Glenda. Welcome aboard. I'm glad you caught me live. It's good to see you. Okay. Now, we've had for November some great new products on our online store. A couple of those are this utterly adorable sweet collection, which is paper, stamps, dies, ribbon. Yep. Hello, Cherry. How are you? Got the kids today? So that's one of our new ones. And then another couple of new ones is this Marbled Elegance Designer Series paper. It comes with the Hearts of Elegance bundle. This gold thread, I absolutely love it. It is so fine. I've only got the gold thread, but look at that. I don't know if you can see that. I'm just waiting for my camera to catch up. See if I can get you to see that. Have a look at that. How lovely is that? It's nice and fine. Beautiful to work with. Hello, Sharon. How's the weather up your way? Have you got rain or storms? If I remember reading rightly, that up your way is not the best of weather. So I hope it is a bit nicer. Yeah, so the gold thread and then the Happy Hibiscus. And this bundle is a hybrid. And I am loving the hybrid embossing folders. So, you know, it's one of those that you either like a hybrid folder or you don't. I love the fact that it can emboss and cut out all at the same time. So that's a couple of the new suites, new papers and stuff on the online store, because they did release quite a lot of it. A couple of new kits. One's called the Nature's Paintings Kit. Isn't this just adorable? So I've just printed out here. In this kit, you will receive watercolour pencils, a water painter, all these pre-printed designs for you to just colour in and place on a card. And if you didn't want to do that, you can just put them in a frame or whatever. So there's 24 watercolour pages, 2 of each design, and it comes in a book, and there is a container for storage as you go. I forgot to put that in my last order, but it's one that is going in my mind, and I just think it is absolutely adorable. When I look at this, just the work, and I can Imagine the sunflowers and the magnolias and the poppies. Just the work and watercolour and pencils are just wonderful. Another one, which I didn't print out the big page, and I hope you can see that on this one, is this layered seascapes, a landscape seascape. So it's a set of 4 6x6 frames, and the frames, I know it's 7 1/8 by 7 1/8, so they're a bit bigger than 6x6. So you get the 4 frames, you build it up, and you can pop that as a decor. Great idea for Christmas. I mean, 4 little gifts and them handmade by you. How lovely is that? I think it's a great tool. So that's those kits. Now, starting Wednesday, what are we, the 11th today? Yeah, Wednesday. We have the, and I haven't even had a wine, our seasonal sale. So for the 13th to the 15th of November, you can receive 20% off stamp bundles, 20% off designer series paper, 10% off cardstock, and 10% off inks. And when I talk inks, I'm talking blends, re-inkers, ink pads, all those. Great way to get started for our new year, which, you know, for after Christmas. So if you've got things that you've run out of, which my cardstock looks bare and some of my inks and blends are not the best, so it's a great time to buy. And if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, you will also receive these discounts on the products that you choose in your starter kit. So if you decide to buy some bundles, some cardstock, some inks and designer series paper, you are receiving those discounts as you enjoy your starter kit. It is a wonderful thing to have. Now, I've also got available, my customers, I have just emailed this out to them today, but I've put together all of the online products that are currently available in Australia. So they're all there with their code numbers, their prices, and so that you can have a look. And for me, I did this mainly, and whoops, I found a piece that should belong over this side. So I can have this on my hand when I'm out at classes. So everything is together, all our dies, our stamp sets, our bundles, and I can see a few little mistakes. I have to go back and fix that up. Great. So I've worked hard on this to make sure it was done. If anyone wants one, please just shoot me a private message with your email and I will pop one in the mail to you and make some adjustments. So I haven't included the kits because the kits can go in and out quite easily, and at the moment I just haven't had the time. That is so true, Sharon. Thank you. I've just read that. As a demonstrator, we get our 20 to 25%, depending which one level you're at, also off the sale products. So, for instance, what Sharon was saying, if you're buying a bundle, you get your 20% off plus your demonstrator discount. Same with your designer series paper, cardstock. So it's huge savings to be made when you do it this way. Thank you for the reminder, Sharon. I really, really appreciate that. Okay, we'll get rid of all that paperwork and get that out of the way and get comfortable. Now today, and I'll add the papers. I don't know if anyone else has bought these papers, Seasons of Elegance papers. They're absolutely beautiful. So there's red, absolutely gorgeous papers. So you've got the reds with the gold, or a plainer side if you wish to have a plainer look. You have the greens with the gold, or the plain side. This one looks very much like a oil painting with all the textures involved in it. Then you've got basic beige with gold. And again, you've got the textures there on the back, which is very good for anything. And then pretty peacock. And again, look at that. That just reminds me of a paint pot where you could have the paint running down a page. So with these, I haven't done this one yet, but with these I have made some cards. Today we're using the green. And what I've done is I've got the reindeer dies for this one. Is the ink refills in the bundles in the sale? I think you have to order them separately, Glenda, because it's the only bundles that are in the sale is the stamp bundles. Everything else has got to be. I know that the ink pads in the bundles are definitely a no-no, so I would assume it'd be the same with the ink refills. Be lovely if they were, but I can find out and I can let you know. I'll shoot a message later on. I'll pop it in this post after I found out and let you know. Oh, you like the papers, Sharon? I do too. They've been sitting there. So what I've done is I've got the reindeer dies, and I thought, the paper looks really, really good. Let's have some fun with the holly and the holly berries. Just 2 dies out of this set. And then I've also got some leaves out of the citrus blooms. So that's what we're doing with today. And we're going to make a card. So I've made a couple, but I'm going to do a completely opposite one this time. So grab all my bits. So when you cut the papers up, have a look at how they look. Don't they look spectacular? I just think it is individually. Okay, I thought it would be that way. Thanks very much for that, Sharon. These holly leaves are absolutely beautiful, and I think the bit of gold in them really makes them a stunning little effect. So I've cut 6 of these out. Now if you wanted to, you could have 1 dark and 1 gold, or as I'm going to be doing is I'm having gold both sides. So I've got 6 of these cut out ready to put together. So they'll look like so. Now I have found, I might just explain this to you. I have found that if you look at the way the die is, there's a little tiny leaf here up the top. I found that if you turn one completely around so that you actually have them opposites, then the others all fall opposite. So when you're looking at them, you look at how they are, and then you make sure it's the opposite way around. So I've got those all done. So I'm going to lay them there. I've got 2 strips, 1-inch strips of gold, and this is 14.4 in length. I've got a strip of basic beige, just a scrap piece that I'm going to use to stamp on. And I did check that it will work for the stamp that I'm using. And the stamp set that I'm using for the sentiments are from the Golden Greenery, or the Seasons of Greenery, the one with all the words and sentiments in it. So I just off the top of my head can't remember it. I've got a small scrap of the green that was left over from the pieces. I have a 4.5 centimetre strip at 14.4, and I've embossed that in the crosshatch one out of the 3D basic embossing folders that you can buy, the set of 3. So this is one of them. Okay, then I've got 2 pieces of 10 by 14.4, one for the inside, one for the front, and then our cardstock, which is 10.5 centimetres by 21, and I have scored that at Start again, Anita. Oh, as soon as I started saying it, I knew it was wrong. Bleh. Maybe I need that wine. 14.9 by 21, scored at 10.5. My goodness. Okay, I'm going to fold that over. Use your bone folder to burnish it nice and flat. Now, I'm just giving you some warning. You often see people use this end of the bone folder. This end has paint on it. So if you're using it and you're going up and down like this, that's going to transfer onto your cardstock. So always use the pointy end. Okay. Now before I do anything else, I'll move just these out of the way. I'm going to take one of these pieces at this stage. Not sure if I'm going to use the second one or not. Now just reaching over. I think that's clean. Okay. Going to get some crumb cake. And I'm going to use crumb cake. Yes, I could use the basic beige, but I wanted just a little bit darker shading on the cardstock. Just get this, and I'm just going to blend that in around the edge. Not only does it pick up the colour, but it also brings the crosshatch, as you can see there. The crosshatch is very much in tow. Get that in place. Who likes blending? I certainly do. I just think it really can make your page, but it can break it as well if you're not careful. As I haven't tried this one, if we make a boo-boo, you will see it happen live. So I'm also going to go around the front cardstock. Let's pick up the colour. Because that's embossed, it picks up more colour than the front, but that's okay. So I'm going to get a look. Blend that in well and truly. And this is what I love about the glass mat. If you haven't got one, they're still available, and I would certainly recommend them to anyone because they really do the job. And like here I am, I'm blending on the paper, and when I'm using darker colours like your reds and your greens, any excess that's sitting on my glass mat, I can just keep using my brush to bring it over. So I'm just going to keep going with this. And I'm just going to lightly go over the centre of that just to give a bit more colour in there. Close this up. I may need it for the inside. I haven't quite decided yet. I'll just give this a little wipe. This is the other part that's so good about it. You just wipe it down, it's done. Yeah, our brushes far exceed others. I was given some. This actually is not a Stampin' Up one. I find it a lot harder. The only reason I'm using it is because I've got inks on it. They were given to me, and I feel really bad if I just threw them out. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to take my 1-inch strips, and I'm going to get my glue, which is right in front of me, and I'm just going to put a small amount of glue. Ooh, it's a bit warm today, so it's going to come oozing out. Just a very small amount of glue. And all I want is a narrow strip. And when I show you some of the ones that I did today, I tried to do the 1/2 centimetre, and it was just too much gold. But I left it on the project because the time I realised it didn't look right, I'd stuck most of it down, so it was too late. And the beauty with Tombow is you can adjust it. So as you can see, I've just got a very fine piece of gold showing at the top of So I'm going to do the other side as well. Just a small amount of glue to hold it in place. And the foil, the gold foil, or any foils, is very slippery. So it will move really quick and easily. Hello, Lucia. Welcome back to Australia. You hit the ground running with backstage happening and everything else. How's the jet lag? There we go. Just move that a little bit further in. It's just not a bit wider than I want. And we'll get that. There we go. So a nice little strip each side. So I'm going to get my rubbish sitting. If you saw the state of my room and saw what I had out of sight of camera, you'd be surprised. Hopefully I can get to clean it up soon. It's just going to be hit the ground running for a couple more weeks and then breathing. And I'll have to clean up this room because I'm sure that when family come home, they'll want this craft room as their bedroom. Oh, it worked in your favour? Oh, of course, you would have woken up on time. That's really lucky, Lucia, that the jet lag worked in your favour. John back at work today? So I'm just going to take this as dimensionals off the back. And I'm going to pop that on. I'm going to line that on. I seem to find it easier to keep straight if I have it on the side. So I'm using up my grid to line up where it's to go. So I've got that, yep, nice and straight in the middle. I'm now going to use some more dimensionals because I want to do this before I go any further. I'm going to place this on the front of my card. Oh, he started, well, he probably finds school a bit tough this morning, especially that the school's doing Remembrance Day services. He'd probably find 5 minutes to go to sleep in the corner. But I know you had a wonderful time, Lucia. You made me so jealous. There's never enough dimensionals on the back of a cardstock, is there? The reason I'm doing this first is because of what we're going to do with the holly leaves, and I didn't want them to get crushed once I start doing it. And just by sponging the edges, it gives you another dimension to your card. So as you can see the edges of the basic beige, but with the crumb cake it just gives that grunge look, but it also gives it just like you've got another layer of colour. Right, now what we're going to do, and I'm going to get glue dots, Lucia. I'm going to get my glue dots. Before I do too much to my holly leaves, you can see the holly leaves have cut out a slit. So I'm going to just press them together, not the middle, just the leaves. And I'm going to do the same to the bottom piece. Just press them together, because holly leaves, from what I know in pictures, I bet it's been hard, but I bet your mind's been racing with ideas. Okay, so with the glue dot on the back, take that off. And remember what I said about the small leaves, flip it round. And then I'm just going to put them together like so. There's one. This is why I didn't do any cutting beforehand in the class. I thought it was enough there for you to see. And yes, I'm glad you're sitting here watching me, Lucia. Okay, we'll pop that. Just make sure I get the pieces right. Yep. So these you could actually have these looking like stars, really, even though they're holly leaves, but just a different look. Okay, just get all those. Get that one on dimensional. Pop that in the middle there. So there's my 3 sets of holly leaves. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put a dimensional on the back of each of these. And I'm going to adhere them to the panel that's on the card. Now, like anything, when you do these, you start with your bottom one. Set that one about there. Take the other one. Go to the top. And then you get your middle one. And that way you can guarantee that you've got them so nicely spaced apart, because you really don't want them massive gaps. So there we go, we've got our flowers or our holly leaves on the page. Take all these out. So I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. So I've got some berries. I'll just punch those little bits out. I'm going to put another dimensional on the back of the berries and pop them in the middle. I thought I saw them a minute ago. Who has dropsies on their work desk? I do. Okay. And as I felt, this beautiful paper really lends itself to me playing with something like this. So there's my berries. And now I've got some gold leaves, and I want to add a few gold leaves. I could leave it like this, but I just felt some leaves would add a little bit of pizzazz. So I'm thinking I'll put one there. And one like so. It's the smaller ones. I think I'll use 5. Pop one about there. And it's always important to have a play so you know where you're going to put them before you glue them down, because there's nothing worse. You lose things and you just don't worry. I do too, darling. I've got stuff floating on my desk that I'm sure is laughing at me. I want to keep an odd number, but for some reason, maybe if I take the big flower, big leaf, it might be better. Yeah, that's a bit better. So there you go. So you can see how I'm going to have the leaves just showing under there to give it a bit of an effect. We're going to add ribbon, and we're going to add our sentiment as well. So I'm just going to get the glue. Might help to take the lid off, Anita. You can't glue anything if you haven't got that down. Just put a little bit of glue on there and pop that in place. Quite happy to have it poking over the border there. Just up in there, making sure you're keeping it within the card size. And you had the lid off this time, Anita. Just a little bit there. Oops. Up there. And that in there. We'll keep these two for the inside. What do you think? Quite happy with that. Now I'm going to take my piece of basic beige. You're back. Did you have to go and disappear for a minute, Jacinta? I didn't even notice that you'd gone. Okay. Always use your embossing buddy when you're embossing. And my Versamark is... Talk about losing things on your desk. I saw it here a minute ago. There it is. And from the season's greetings, I've used the word Merry and Christmas. Hello, Cheryl. How are you? Welcome aboard. You're liking the look of it? Oh, I'm glad. Thank you. Okay, just going to put that on that. When I'm using Versamark, I like to hold it down just a little bit longer so that the paper gets nice and juicy. There we go. Grab our heat gun. I like to heat from the bottom. I don't know why, but I do. And there's nothing more satisfying when you're heat embossing as watching the going from dull to bright and shiny. Always make sure you get every piece of your embossing. Ask me how I know. What happens if you don't? Okay. Now grab my scissors, and I'm just going to give that a second to cool down. Just going to cut that into two little strips. Break the wording up. I like the fact that we've got words that we can cut up and we can use. Sometimes, well, I personally don't mind breaking it up because, again, adds more dimension to your page. So I'm going to put, I think, the word Christmas there. It's just a bit long to sit on the thing, so I'll sit it up on here. I'll have to go there, I think. Otherwise it gets lost under the leaves. And I might put the word Merry this side. So I'm going to get some mini dimensionals. This is where you take your pick tool, comes in very, very handy for popping little tiny dimensionals onto your cardstock. Pop that over here, the word Mary. Actually, before I sit that down, one went down, but I can glue that. This one I'll do, I want to put a bow there. So I'm going to put a bit of glue there. So, as I was saying before, this gold thread is so nice. And I'm going to make a double bow. I like the effect that the double bow gives. Get that in place. Nice and tight. And there we go. And a glue dot. So I might okay. Well, there it is. I wondered what happened to my Mary and it just disappeared. So I'm actually wanting this bow, I think, to sit like so. Yep. So seeing that one lifted off, I'm just going to pop a, not that much, but a dab of glue. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there. Warm days, Tombo loves to run out. Take that, and before I do anything further, I need a glue dot on my bow. Otherwise, it would have fallen off. Just going to sit the knot there. I am putting glue everywhere at the moment. Grab my tweezers. Pop that over the top. Mary. Take the backs off these and use the tweezers again. And then I'll put the Merry Christmas just there like so. I like that. Right. Now look at the tails here. And then of course you've got to put Winker Stella. Can't do a card without some Winker Stella. I'm just going to splatter some all over the card. And there's the front of the card with the Winker Stella. I don't know if you can see the Winker Stella on there. It's very hard to see sometimes on camera. But yeah, it's lots of Winker Stella on there. So nice and glittery. So we're going to work on our inside piece. And I think we will go ahead with the crumb cake again. Hello, Leanne. How are you? Glad you liked the card. Wait till you see the ones that I've done before. There's my desk. So I'm just going to put a bit of the crumb cake around the edge. Give it a little bit of colour. Again, this is because I'm using crumb cake on, basic beige on basic beige. This just will give it a bit of a thing and also gives it a bit of a grunge look. go, and I'll just wipe that so I don't get it everywhere. And now I'm going to take these other two pieces of leaves. I'm going to use them at the bottom. So I'm going to take my scrap piece, just run a little bit of glue along the bottom, zip that up there, create that effect, and then I'm going to get a bit of glue in the back of the leaves and also try and lift them. Shouldn't have pressed that down. There we go. Lift them underneath there so that the stem's actually moved. So we'll do that. Put that through. Pop that in place. There we go. Now I'm going, with the crumb cake, I'm going to stamp Christmas is better together. Thank you, Sharon. I'm really glad you like it. And you too, Glenda. I'm really pleased that you like this card. Right, here we go. Oh, that did not work. Let's see if I can line this up together. So, thank God it's polymer. Excuse me if my head gets in the way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully for the best. A little bit blurry, but oh, everything's moved on me. Oh, that's really good. I'll fix this up later because I'm going to have to get the heat gun. It's all moved on me, even down here. So I've got a blurry Christmas, but this is to go on the inside. But I'll redo this so you can see it. So that's the card that I've made, boo-boos and all. When I started doing this, I used the green on the white and then embossed in gold and just splattered some Stampin' Right marker behind it. And I haven't put gems on there yet. Let's get some gems. What do you think of it? Oh, what colour will we put on there? Let's try some druzy gems. Oh, sorry, darlings. I often forget where I've got to go. Oh, I don't like that with that. It doesn't go. Excuse me. I might just use the iridescent rhinestones. I think they look the best. Just pop a few of these on here. Okay. It's there. Excuse me. And I'll pop another 2 on here. Make it 5 altogether. Oh, talking too much. Okay, there's the gems on that. Only that I looked at this one to show. So there's the white one that I did, and there's the inside of this particular one. It's where I stamped from the reindeer days. I stamped the holly and the berries. Then I did this one using the pretty peacock on the red. Oops, keep it in. So I've done that this way, colour the background like we did before. So I've done that there, and I put the black with the white embossing I thought the white was too stark to have white on its own, and the gold, I find, it loses itself a bit on the back. And again, I've done it exactly the same as I've done the other one, but this is all done in the peacock. And then this was the green one. I've used some glitter, some gems, and then here I've just got Christmas is Better Together with a strip of paper. So there's the cards using all the papers, the three different colours of the papers. I haven't used the basic beige. I'm not sure how that would go and what I would use as a base for it. But they're different looks, and to me they're different for Christmas. They're away from your normal Christmas card, but they're still Christmassy. So the colours, I actually find that the Pretty Peacock with the Cherry Cobbler really, really looks good. That it just jumps at you. The only thing I wasn't happy with was, this is where I kept it to 0.5 centimetre, and I just felt it was too much on the page. But there's the cards. I will fix this one up that I have made a boo-boo on, so we'll ignore that. I will fix it up. But when I photograph it, I will put it on to the page for you to see. So there we go. There's our cards for today. So they're very simple, very easy. A bit more. I need to put lines so I wish the camera would actually put lines so I know where the edges are. So that's something different. I'm very, very pleased with the way they turned out. And I think this particular paper has lended itself so much more because the gold in it, to me, just helps highlight the whole page. If I just used ordinary cardstock, I don't think I would have got this look. And I'm very happy with the way the basic beige one has come out. I was a little bit concerned when I decided on that one as the one for my live. But yeah, I'm very happy with the way they've come out, even the white one, even though I wasn't happy with it at first. But now, looking at it, and I'm looking at it on the screen, I can see it from a different point of view as well. So anyway, there's my cards for today. And I want to say thank you to everyone for joining me. I have really enjoyed having you with me today. And hopefully I will see you next Monday, same time, 1:30 on Monday. Bye everyone. Thanks again for watching.